Our weekend is coming to an end. Hope you had a good one. It's almost 6 o'clock. I thought I'd begin by how much rain we picked up on this Sunday, kind of a late afternoon, partly cloudy sky over the Tillicum crossing from the Portland Spirit live camera down there. You can see some showers off on the far side of the screen down by the south waterfront. So Astoria, the north coast, was the wet spot by far, 86/100ths of an inch in the gauge from today. Valley amounts, remember at one point I thought we were going to have a half of an inch today, and then I downgraded those rain amounts yesterday on my weather site, portlandweather.com, to more like a quarter of an inch, and we didn't even get that in some cases. Now, Kelso did 31/100ths, but look at PDX, 15/100ths, downtown Portland 2/10, Salem about the same, McMinnville 2/10 out in the Gorge River Trace. So despite the hours, pretty steady rain this morning, then the showers this afternoon, today kind of underperformed in terms of what the weather models were showing for rain. Now, we still have showers on the radar right now, and we are back into this cool weather pattern with every day seeing, or in fact, most hours seeing showers in the region all the way into Wednesday and Thursday. So more on that forecast coming up here in just a moment. You know, last week I put out my first look at what to expect this upcoming summer. One of the headlines, if you haven't watched that yet, I encourage you to do it, is that once we get past the first week of May, odds are good that we'll finally shake this cold weather pattern and start to warm up and see more normal May temperatures. Normal May temperatures compared to the chilly April we're having would be really warm. And reason to believe that going into mid-April right now, we will probably see our first 80-degree temperatures of the season. That would be, right on target when we would expect to see that. Anyway, real quick, some of you have been asking questions about, well, what was the winter outlook this past winter? How did I do? So I put out my winter outlook last October, and you can read through my entire outlook. If you go to my weather site, portlandweather.com, and click on headlines, and then scroll down, you'll find the winter outlook. But the headlines were these. We talked about some snow likely, and quite frankly, with little chance of much of anything before January 1st. We actually had 2/10 of an inch of total snow, a tenth and a tenth on separate days in December. But overall, that was good. The chance of an 8-inch storm or a big one, not great. But if we were going to have a significant snow event, it would come mid-February into early March. And that number 3 point was kind of the highlight of what was the best part of my winter outlook, projecting that once the La Nina started to weaken and we would transition into a neutral pattern mid-February into March, we would see a much colder weather pattern take shape that had the potential to fuel some snow events. And of course, that's exactly what happened. We also said November, December would be a mild rainy pattern. Now, both months were wet. November was pretty much normal. December was above normal, but it was cold. So I missed the temperature fact. I thought November, December would be mild and they were cold. So that was one thing I did miss. January, drier than normal. In fact, by the departure number, January was the driest month of the rainy season for us. So that was a good forecast. February, the best chance of Arctic freeze or getting into snow, and then the cool, wet March. All of that turned out to be really good. So you're never going to, well, I shouldn't say never, but almost never are you going to hit every single point that you try to make when you put out a seasonal outlook, trying to cover the next 3-4 months or so. But overall, this was a good outlook. And again, you can read the entire outlook if you're interested in that by searching it under my headline link on portlandweather.com. Okay, are you ready? Let's talk about this return to cold, wet weather. Here's a satellite picture. We had a front come in this morning. There's 2 lows out here. Look at the vigorous little swirls, the comma-shaped signature of the low pressure systems. There's one. There's another. Pretty impressive or very well defined. There's another little wave of cold air. It's going to be more or less another cold front. This will come in during the day tomorrow. It will refuel. Rain picking up during the day Monday. And basically, we're going to see continuing shots of occasional moisture with just cool weather back to 5 to 10 degrees colder than normal all the way into Wednesday and maybe Thursday before we start to pull out of it. So, the type of weather we've been having, right? So what I decided to share with you here on the American model is the 5,000-foot air mass temperature map. And see the green pools of air, which we're going to be in, that's an air mass that, again, is about 5 to 10 degrees colder than normal. So this is the batch of air that's now moving in behind that front that brought the steady rain we had this morning. There it is right there. We're feeding off of it tomorrow. Low pressure system giving us that westerly flow of just little batches of moisture shooting inland. And again, tomorrow we have that secondary front that comes in. Tuesday, here it is again. Look at the cold air, low pressure system offshore, westerly wind flow, again, bringing in shots of moisture. No change on Wednesday. And although Thursday might end up being a tad warmer, Thursday looks to be still well below normal, active shower patterns. Wow. Okay. How much rain tomorrow? Now, remember today, we really underperformed what the modeling was showing. We had about 2/10 of an inch of rain on average between Portland and Salem. Tomorrow, the models go for the 24-hour period. Astoria 59 100s, Kelso 4/10, Portland, Salem, roughly a quarter of an inch. So we'll see if we get that much. You would need a couple of good convective showers or downpours to probably meet these amounts tomorrow. It's going to be more of an overall shower pattern, although once we get late morning and early afternoon, there could be a little period of fairly steady rain, but that's what the models generally are projecting for rainfall. Now remember, this is a cold batch of air, which brings me to this map. Tuesday morning, another shot of snow showers in the air, another chance of at least some sticking snow in scattered areas below 1,000 feet, and maybe surprisingly at low elevations, the kind of thing we've had on and off for, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 weeks now. It's been crazy. But modeling does like at least some low snow spots on the valley floor Tuesday morning. They give the Cascades for the 24-hour period 4 inches of pass level, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 inches up at Mount Hood and Timberline where you see the darker colors. So this is just the model saying, hey, it's cold. And Tuesday morning looks to be the coldest definition of the batch of air itself. So if we have showers Tuesday morning, I will be on Channel 8 News, KGW's News at Sunrise, giving you reports of people saying, hey, we have snow. And the radar will more than likely be showing some snow showers. Now, none of that I'm aware of has produced any issues over the last several weeks. We have these little cold spots with early morning snow showers. For the most part, it's just been conversation, right? Whatever folks get during the morning melts off during the day as temperatures warm. That includes any snow over the Coast Range passes. But again, Tuesday morning, just keep an eye on things. So snow level tomorrow on average 2,000 feet. Let me tell you, I'm really tired of showing you snow level forecast, but here we go. Tuesday morning, 500 feet, maybe lower, right? That's the cold morning. Wednesday, certainly there could be some snow showers below 1,000 feet, but during the day on average, snow level 1,500. Same thing on Thursday. And then Friday is the day that we're out of the cold. That's the way it looks right now. And right now, Friday appears to be a dry day as well, with snow levels going back up to 4,000 feet. And then a nice warm up going into the weekend if nothing changes. So far, not much snow up on Mount Hood. I grabbed this at about, let's see here. It was about 5 o'clock I grabbed this. So right around 5 o'clock, Timberline was 28, Meadows was 36, Skibo was 32. Timberline had an inch of snow, so did Meadows, and so far Skibo had not reported any new snow. I do think there could be a good 4 inches of snow up there, maybe a little bit more between overnight tonight and during the day tomorrow as the air gets colder and those snow levels drop down to 2,000 feet. So we will keep an eye on that. All right, here's my 7-day forecast. So just to return to what we've been seeing, and keep in mind with the snow levels at 2,000 feet or lower, again, I remind you that cumulus clouds, when you get cold air aloft and you have any daytime heating, the cumulus clouds start to build, and then the water droplets get bounced around, and the water droplets don't have to get bounced very high to find the freezing temperatures, and then you get hail. So any of these days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Thursday, could have some hail showers mixed in. I think tomorrow potentially is the wettest day of the ones coming up. There will be showers Tuesday. That's the morning where we could see an early snow shower mix. I'm going 37 for low in Portland, obviously well above freezing. Wednesday, hail showers scattered. Thursday, showers scattered. Again, I think Monday is the wettest of this bunch, potentially. Friday right now looks to be dry, and we start to warm up. I mean, anytime you're dry and you have sunshine, the atmosphere right now wants to be 60 degrees. And for crying out loud, it's mid-April, right? And normally the temperatures right now are 62 and 44. Saturday, this is, I'm not sure. Right now, the weather models bring in a warm front Saturday afternoon or evening. That would be a day that becomes cloudy, has an increasing chance of getting some rain in the afternoon. There are some models that are hinting that, well, maybe any rain holds off until Saturday overnight. So we'll keep an eye on Saturday for now. And then we have the following front coming in, which should be likely rain at times on Sunday. So that is your 7-day forecast. We'll talk more about some outlook work going into May tomorrow. But some of the early indications are once we get past, and I mentioned this a moment ago, once we get past that first week of May, things are expected to change and we'll start to warm up and get more typical spring temperatures. Have a good Monday. Thanks for using this YouTube channel. Subscribe if you haven't. Tell your friends about it. I'll talk to you soon.